Attention, welcome to another FC mobile video. Today we are going to talk about the Lunar New Year, and yes, that comes along with the side bonus of Team of the Year nominees Part C, UTOTYs, and last but definitely not least, some very interesting market developments that have happened due to this 95 mixed version player and what are our thoughts on it. But first things first, let's get into the newest side event that we have gotten now. This is the Lunar New Year. Now, the first thing you do when you come here in Lunar New Year is actually claim this path, and this is just a bunch of free rewards where you'll see the first currency of this event, and that is the LNY point. Now we'll break this whole event down based on the currencies, how you get them and how do you get the big rewards at the end there. But all these rewards are of course timed unlocked, so you get of them actually in the next 2 days, one in 22 hours and one in 48. The last one you will get on Valentine's Day, which is in 6 days, so it doesn't matter if you don't have a Valentine, at least FC is giving you something. That's great. Moving on to, however, this daily quest and the LNY FP Bank. We'll get to the bank later because that part is quite interesting, but first things first, on the daily quest, this is your only way of actually earning this LNY point every single day. You see a set of 5 quests here. Every time you complete one of these quests, you get 3 things. Firstly, you get progress towards the FP Bank. Now, you directly don't get the FC points, by the way. You just get this progress. You'll see I have just progressed 50 here because I completed one quest. Secondly, you get a bunch of LNY points which we will spend later, and lastly you get some star pass progress which we'll get to later. So once you get these LNY points from here, the only other place to actually get these points, and I am quite surprised that this is how it is the LNY quest. There are a total of 5 quests and you get to complete them in a course of 14 days. So quite a lot of time to actually complete what are basically gameplay driven quests here. 15 matches and yes, 7 New Year event packs and 7 login rewards. So the fastest you can actually realistically complete them is in 7 days. So it's not like you can complete them on day 1 actually, but once you have gathered all these points here, so from daily quests and from the event quests, we jump onto the LNY gift. Now let's ignore this Zodiac box here for a minute. Once you come right at the beginning here, you get this path which is called the Dragon Lantern. You cannot actually claim any of these before claiming this first, Dragon Lantern pack, which costs 40 LNY points. And progressively, as you make your way through this whole path, you will notice 2 interesting things. Firstly, the last 3 rewards are free. However, for the universal rank up player, so Mascherano here, you need 400 FC points or 4000 gems. Similarly, for this coin claim as well, we need 2000 gems. So total 6000 gems need to be saved for completing this whole path, irrespective of how many points you get. And yes, we will get to the points conversation in a minute. How many do you get? How many do you need to complete this path? But once you have completed the path, we jump onto the LNY gift store. This part is basically just an extension. Once you have completed the whole path, you come here and whatever saved up points you have, you will use them to claim these universal rank up players, packs and tokens. Now the order in which we'll claim them is basically first Mascheranos. You'll see there is a 1 claim limit, but it is per week, so you get a total of 2 Mascheranos actually claimable. Secondly, we'll claim the LNY tokens or the Zodiac tokens if you want to actually try your luck. Thirdly, I would say is a mix between Dudek and these packs, LNY standard packs. Now personally, I would still go for Dudek even though it doesn't carry that much market value. But again, these packs are a complete gamble, and for all of these claims actually, except for the base pack one, we have a limit of 1 per week. So that is the interesting bit. But with all this out of the way, before we jump into the Zodiac box, the LNY tokens, let's talk about how many points do we actually get by the end of the event. Now first thing is daily quests give us a total of 55 tokens every single day. 55 tokens or points, which means in a matter of 14 days, since it is a 14-day side event, we get a total of 770 LNY points from just completing these daily quests right here. Secondly, once we go to the events, and again in a course of 7 days, as we complete this whole LNY quests part, we get a total of 400 tokens from here. And lastly, again, because you might be single or not, this Valentine's path gives you a total of 45 tokens. So all of these combined, so envelopes, quests and the event quests, give us a total of 1215 LNY points. However, for the gifts, the path only requires a total of 610 tokens to complete the whole path. Again, this comes with a caveat: 600 tokens plus, of course, 6000 gems. But how many points are remaining? A total of 605 points for the LNY gift store, which means the combination you can go for with these remaining points is 2 Masqueranos, 2 tokens right here, and lastly 1 Dudek or 2 standard pack. Again, the order is Mascherano to token, then either Dudek or the standard pack. So after all these fee claims, let's talk about the interesting part in this event, which is the Zodiac token. The only way you can get Zodiac token in this event is number 1, from this gift store. You get a total of 2. We already talked about this. Secondly, you get just 1 token from completing this path. So from a free to play perspective, you just get 3 Zodiac tokens across this whole event. Apart from this, if you want some more Zodiac tokens though, we'll have to jump into the store. 4000 gems for 1 Zodiac token, and again, this is absolutely not recommended because of the fact that this LNY gift Zodiac box comes with all untradable players. Even if you pack the best one, which is Foden right here, you cannot sell them directly. We'll have to use that trick again: buy 1 tradable, again rank them up, sell them. But still, I would not recommend getting more Zodiac tokens, spending gems. To be very honest, the 3 of them will be enough for us. 3 attempts in this box, and that is really about it. However, with the LNY points and the tokens out of the way, let's talk about the LNY FP Bank. Now, as with everything, the FP Bank is not really a free claim in eafc. If you want to get 600 FC points, you will still have to spend what is 89 INR to get them at the end of completing your FP Bank. So every day we make progress towards this FP Bank. We make a total of 250 points progress actually. So in a matter of just 3 days, you will complete the FP point bank every time. And since FP points are basically nerfed at this point, where you cannot spend them to get like star passes or anything, just the store packs, I definitely do not recommend getting the FC point bank. Like, just skip it honestly, unless you want FC points to open some more packs. I really don't see the value in these. It is again 80% off as they claim, because in store you have to get just 100 FC points for 89 INR usually, but still it really does not make sense. FC point bank is going to be staying in the bank, and we are not going to be claiming that at all. But speaking of bank though, this LNY event really isn't a bank. That's the best joke I've ever written, I think. But the part that I did not talk about is this dragon trial and mining challenge and everything. Honestly, if you just complete this one match here, you get all these free rewards. You see, dragon trial rewards. You don't need to play anything else. All you need to do is just play one match, get the kit, get the emotes, get the pack, get everything. So it isn't really a grind. It's just a one match thing for a bunch of emotes. That's about it. Let's jump into Team of the Year nominee path. So this is the final path for Team of the Year. The interesting thing is, of course, we get similar 91 and 92 claims, but if we zoom out of it just a little bit, actually the priority in this path is to complete it as soon as possible. And the reason for that is, in Ultimate Team of the Year, this is the final claim structure before we unlock the UTOTYs. So once you have completed 30 reward claims across every single nominee chapter, we get these UTOTY rewards. Now I have kind of talked about them in the past, but the short of it is that Allison is the best claim in my opinion if you're looking for an untradeable goalkeeper of that overall range. Frimpong isn't bad, but again is not going to be as good at defending. This is a right wing back profile. Finally, this 92 to 97 is a complete gamble, and with the current state of the markets for 92 to 97s, I really would not recommend taking this one. So unless you absolutely do not need a goalkeeper or a right back, that is the only case where we will take that 92 to 97 gamble. I personally am definitely going for that Allison right there, and since that completes team of the year starters, this time we are waiting 14 days for the honorable mentions. Speaking of an honorable mention though, let's talk about this exchange, which is definitely the honorable mention for this week. The 95 mix version player exchange is back. This time we have to again give out 393 to 94 overalls for a chance at this whole 95 pool, where we still get a shot at cards like Son, who are still at 70 million, and finally we can also pack cards other than team of the year, which makes the pool quite a lot bigger. So with that in mind, I'll make this very short for investment perspective. See, people are going to be buying the 93s and 94s. I honestly would not really recommend a lot of the 94s in the market. We'll target cards like Brand, Kante and Lizarazu, the three cards that are right here up at the top. These three are definitely the cards which were in most supply, so probably will get fulfilled if you put in the orders at refresh. Do remember that again, this is a mixed version claim this time, so these cards are probably not going to rise up to that 24 million level as they did last time, but a decent enough expectation from my side is around 16 to 18 million. So as long as you track those refreshes, a few of which I'll be showing you now, you should be able to get these cards and again take quite a lot of profit back home if you do not want to attempt doing the exchanges, which again I personally am not. I'll not take that gamble. Here is the first card, Lizarazu, who has quite a lot of supply. I trust you'll get him if you bid around the refresh time. 858.31. This is in IST though, so convert it to your time zone. In BDT, this will be 30 minutes ahead, of course. Secondly, N'Golo Kante, another card in quite a lot of supply, around at 9 million. So 848.04, and these are all going to be in a 10-minute span because they're all same event cards, so you don't need to spend more than 10 minutes every 2 hours, you know, to try and get these cards up to 11 million. Lastly is Brandt, he gets refreshed at 849.26 IST. These three are the cards we are targeting. In the 94 list, I would still recommend looking out for Wards and Dalglish though, but then they are at already, you know, 12 million, 13 million, so not as much of a value add as it will be if you're able to pack those three cards right there. Let me know if you already have gotten some of them. How many are you holding currently? And with that, we will end today's video. As always, thanks for watching. I will catch you in another one. Bye bye.